When doing half-inch glass, use our VR 563 and our VR 238. Here's just an example of how it will look. The half-inch glass, a lot thicker and a lot tougher to install. So when you're installing your glass, you always want to go to the deeper side of the pocket. In this situation, we have both of them deep, so we're going to go that way. Okay, make sure it's square, nice, straight. Get the then we're gonna put our snap-in pieces, RN51 for our base. Always tilt in, going up in towards the glass. Hold it, and make sure to hit only on the corner so you don't leave any dents. We're going to talk about how to install our glazing vinyl with the half-inch glass. For half-inch glass, you have two separate vinyls. You have our VR 563, which is a smaller gasket. Then you have our VR 238. What we like to do is preset our smaller vinyl on the back side of the glass after installing the glass. And the reason for that is to keep the glass center when we go to put our bigger vinyl, our VR 238. We'll start by putting the head and the bottom in, which will keep your glass centered so you won't struggle as bad to push this into our glazing pocket. The required tools we like to use: soap and water, a little bit of soap and water. We like to use a roller that we get from C.R. Lawrence. Probably the best roller there is, and then our snips. What not to do when installing our vinyl is to go in dry and try to act like it's a storefront and hit it. Although that might work, you can leave a lot of damage on our material. So first thing we like to do is get our soap and water and spray it into the glass channel. Give it some good sprays. Then we like to snip the smaller end at a 45 degree. Another hint, the little flap that's on top always goes towards the glass. Then we like to snip another little 45 on our big dart. It helps it go in a lot smoother. Then you want to insert it about a couple inches away, an inch away, just enough to get it started. On your roller, it has something so you don't wear out your thumb pushing it in. You push it and you slide it to the corner. Then with your roller, you begin to roll. And you roll it in. Sometimes you might have this problem where it won't go in and you're having a hard time. I've learned it's easier to twist it towards it, hold it in there, and let it fall in. And it actually guides into it. Now this is a little tough. Just work it in there. Take your time. Put in pressure and roll in it. Now because we like to start at the bottom, sometimes you might have problems with your setting blocks that are down under. You might have to find where they're at, leave your mark, and snip off just this part of the leg of where you need it at. I like to snip it, nothing too fancy, and just take that leg off. You can use a knife, a blade, anything you need, and just clear that little part of it so it can go over your glass top. You might have to add a little bit more water to make it going a lot smoother. Remember, once again, to the side, and it falls right in. When you get to this point, try to get somewhere near where you need to snip it with your snips again, and snip it. Now be very careful because you can accidentally snip it too short. Once again, I like to 45 that so it can come at a real good angle. Take off your little piece, raise it up, go about an inch back, push it in, use your roller, and there you have it. Now you want to, if you have any problems like this, you can use this little snip, push that little leg in, push it down, and it flattens out for you. Then you want to go on the back side. Now that you install that side, you want to go on the back side, on the bottom, and remove your two spacers. Use a flathead screwdriver, pop them off. Sometimes it's a little tougher than that. You like to get the little extra length on that when you're cutting it. Snip it with your snips. Get your 45-degree cut on both sides. Go ahead and put the soap in water. Sometimes it'll go smooth, other times it'll just fall right into place. You might have to pull back sometimes just so you make sure that it doesn't leave you a gap on your gasket. Snip it back. Fold it in. Make sure it's perfect and right. Then repeat the same process on the top by starting on the other side. Now your back side, you want to use a flathead screwdriver and remove your vinyl stems that we use to keep it in line. Could be a little tight, just take your time removing it, not scratching up, damaging the material. Then by repeating the process with your smaller gasket, we'll continue to do our 45 and snipping our dart. Start a couple inches below it. Make sure you keep it tight on top without leaving such a big gap. Once halfway, you want to roll it up towards back on top. Just push the vinyl so it won't stretch out too much. Make sure it's snug and tight, looking right. Then you're all complete on installing your gasket on our half-inch glass Solutions 2 system.